Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a good day out there today, and as always, really appreciate everybody taking a few minutes out of their day to watch the videos. Definitely grateful for that. And today I got some really good late fall crankbait tips for you. Sort of like the fall winter type cranking. There's 3 crankbaits that I found that this time of year they just seem to outproduce all the others. So I'm going to guys show you ones that I like to use and sort of give you some tips and advice on how to fish them. And before we get started, real quick, if you guys are interested in any of these, you can pick them up at Bait Works here in Springfield, Missouri. I'll include the link in the description. It's a good way to support the channel. And also, if you hadn't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, I'd like to invite you to do so. Half the people watching this channel still aren't subscribed. We got a bunch of really cool giveaways coming up every month. All you got to do is be subscribed. Okay, let's talk about the fall cranking a little bit. Right now, we're sort of getting fall. It's unbelievable how quick everything goes through, but right now we're sort of like, depending upon where you're at, you're sort of in the late fall, early winter type deal. I mean, we're right sort of on that border right there. Right now the water temperatures here in Missouri are still close to 60 degrees, which I don't really consider that early winter. It's really, unbelievable, because I remember the water temperatures this time of year 30 years ago were at least 5 degrees cooler, but climate change has a definite effect on our water temperatures. At some point, I'm going to do a video on that about how it's affecting bass and the entire ecosystem surrounding bass. But anyway, water temperatures stay warmer longer now than they did 30 years ago. If you guys fished 30 years ago, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm going to get into the 3 different crankbaits that I use. Go over each one of them and sort of tell you where I use them. The first one I'm going to talk about is this Megabass Z1 crankbait. They make a Z1 and a Z2. This Z1 runs down to about 4 foot deep. Guys, this is the bait that I'm using right now, sort of in those upper creek, upper river arms. If you got the lake you're fishing, most upper creeks, upper rivers, they got water visibilities that are sort of in that 1.5 to 3 foot zone. So anytime you've got water visibilities less than 3 feet, these shallow running crankbaits, when that water temperature starts to get into the 50s, is highly productive with that. And I use a variety of colors depending upon the water clarity. I'll use shads, I'll use chartreuses. Sort of a good rule of thumb is that if the water clarity is like under 2 feet, I'll use some type of a shad or a chartreuse pattern, a little bit brighter. If it's over 2 feet, I'll use some type of a shad pattern. Basically, I'm keying on shallow wood, any type of rocks, rock transitions. I do a lot of parallel and rock banks this time of year with this little crankbait, but it's just a real good tidbit to get bit right now. The next one I'm using is the old school wigglewort. Wigglewort or rock crawler, that type of stuff. This is a great bait in the late fall time of the year. Right now they're just starting to bite it. They start to key on a little bit more on crawfish this time of year, especially when that water starts to get down in the 50s. And the good thing about the rock crawl and the wigglewort, it works good in a wide range of late fall, early winter conditions. You can catch fish on it in 1.5 foot of visibility, or you can catch fish on it in 7 foot of visibility. It's good in a lot of different water clarities. It's good for covering water. It's not a wood bait. This bait does not come through wood good. It comes through rock really good. So what I'm looking for on the wigglewort is, again, I'm fishing those steep rock banks, parallel and bluffs. I'm looking for rock and rock transitions. And it can be in a wide range of areas. I found in the fall time of the year that on the nasty, windy days in the fall time of the year, you can get out on the cleaner water areas on the main lake, and you can catch them on the wigglewort and the rock crawler. And days that are a little bit brighter with not as much wind, I'll look for a little bit more off-colored water up in the creeks and the river arms. Again, parallel in the rock banks, and trying to target that 4 to 8 foot zone. So the old school wigglewort's really good. Now the third one, last one I'm gonna talk about, is a flat side crankbait. This is the Megabass Sonic side. Flat side crankbaits are notorious for being really productive in cold water, but they start to work about now. Once those water temperatures start to get down in the 50s, these flat side crankbaits are really good baits to catch fish in all the way until when the water temperature starts to get down like in the mid 40s. Again, I'm keying in on rock on this, rock transitions. One of the things that a flat side will work really good in is if you're fishing some type of sandy, gravelly banks, you know, that are a little bit flatter. Sometimes you can catch them really good on a flat side crankbait, but a lot of people don't use them around different parts of the country. These are sort of known in Kentucky and Tennessee as being a staple. But guys, these things will work everywhere. They work over submerged grass beds. They work on steep banks. They work around wood, around docks. I catch a lot of fish on a flat side. So that's my three, guys. It's the flat side crankbait, the sonic side, the old school wigglewort, Megabass Z1. Excellent fall crankbaits until that water temperature again starts getting down below 50. But I can promise you they'll bite them right now. So hope you guys enjoyed the tip, and we'll talk to y'all later.